The Las Vegas Raiders just can't seem to catch a break. Every time it feels like they're about to find their rhythm, another setback knocks them right back down. And this week, that blow came in the form of devastating news that could change the entire trajectory of their season. Tight end Brock Bowers, one of the few bright spots on an offense struggling to find its identity, has officially been ruled out for Sunday's must-win game against the Tennessee Titans. It's the kind of loss that doesn't just hurt on paper, it crushes morale. Because when you look at where this team is, every weapon matters. Every playmaker matters, and losing Bowers right now feels like pulling the heart out of this offense at the exact moment it needed life support. Bowers has been dealing with a lingering PCL injury, something the team was well aware of. Yet, week after week, they tried to push him through it, hoping his presence on the field could somehow fix deeper issues in the offense. But football doesn't work like that. You can't play through pain forever, especially not with an injury that affects every cut, every block, every burst off the line. And now the Raiders are paying the price. He hasn't practiced in nearly 2 weeks, missed last week's game, and is now sidelined again. The worst part? This could have been avoided. Instead of protecting their young star, the team gambled on his toughness and lost. It raises real questions about how the medical staff and coaching team have handled player health this season. Did they push him too far? Did they sacrifice long-term stability for short-term desperation? Because if they did, they may have not only cost themselves a win, but risked their future. Without Bowers, Geno Smith is left standing alone in the storm. And make no mistake, he's running out of chances. This Sunday isn't just another game. It's a crossroads moment for Geno Smith's career as a Raider. After 9 interceptions and an offense that can barely scrape together a touchdown, the patience of fans, teammates, and maybe even ownership is running dangerously thin. This game against the Titans isn't just about saving a season, it's about saving his job. But here's where it gets even worse. There's no backup plan. Kenny Pickett is the next man up, and let's be honest, if he were the answer, Pittsburgh wouldn't have cut him loose. Behind him, nobody. No one who can step in, manage a game, or provide even a spark of competition. The Raiders are trapped in a nightmare scenario where their struggling starter is the only option they have left. If Geno stumbles again, there's no cavalry coming. It's him, or disaster. That makes Sunday's matchup with the Titans a make-or-break game, the kind that can define a season or end it outright. Because let's be clear, the Titans are not a good football team. In fact, they might be the worst team in the league right now. Their offense is lifeless, their defense inconsistent, and outside of a few bright spots like Calvin Ridley and Tyler Lockett, they're scraping by on reputation alone. This is exactly the kind of opponent the Raiders should dominate if they have any hopes of turning things around. But that's the problem. Should and will are two very different things. Last week's performance against the Colts was nothing short of embarrassing. 6 points. That's all the Raiders managed to put on the board. 6 points in 60 minutes of football. That kind of output doesn't just lose games, it drains belief. It kills momentum. And if the Raiders can't put up points against one of the league's most average defenses, how can they expect to do any better now, with their best offensive weapons sitting on the sideline? For Geno Smith, this is it. There are no more excuses, no more safety nets, no more moral victories. He needs to go out there and prove that he deserves to be the guy leading this team. That means more than just avoiding mistakes. It means leading drives, scoring touchdowns, putting real points on the board. He needs to command the offense, not survive it. If he throws 2 or 3 more interceptions, if the Raiders go another week without cracking 20 points, then his time in silver and black might be over. Fans have been patient, but that patience has limits. And right now, those limits are being tested like never before. But the real issue may not even be Geno himself. It might be the man standing behind him, Pete Carroll. Because this situation feels painfully familiar to anyone who's watched Carroll coach quarterbacks before. There's a pattern here, a dangerous one. In Seattle, we saw Carroll build up Russell Wilson to near mythic status, feeding his confidence to the point of ego. Wilson started believing he was bigger than the team, deserving of special treatment, even his own office in the facility. And while the media praised their partnership, behind the scenes, the locker room began to crack. The Legion of Boom fractured. The offense and defense stopped trusting each other. That empire, built on accountability and toughness, slowly eroded because one man, the quarterback, was never held to the same standard as everyone else. Fast forward to today, and the same story is unfolding in Las Vegas. Carroll took Geno Smith, a journeyman once labeled a bust, and rebuilt him into a comeback story. For a while, it worked. The confidence, the energy, the redemption arc, it all made for great headlines. But now that success has turned into stubbornness, Gino's ego has grown. He's acting like an elite quarterback without producing elite results. And Carroll, once again, refuses to call him out. Instead of demanding more, he shields him from criticism. Listen to Carroll's press conferences, and it's the same song every week. We need to protect him better. The receivers have to make more plays. The run game has to get going. Everything except the one thing that actually matters. The quarterback has to play better. Even after games where Gino throws multiple interceptions, Carroll insists he was solid. Solid? How can 3 turnovers in a single game be called solid? It's not just tone deaf, it's delusional. This kind of coddling doesn't inspire improvement. It breeds complacency. Because why would Geno Smith feel pressure to change if his coach keeps telling him he's doing fine? Why work harder when your mistakes are always someone else's fault? This isn't leadership, it's enabling. And the team can feel it. When the locker room sees the quarterback escape accountability, it sends a dangerous message. Effort doesn't matter, results don't matter, as long as you're one of the coach's favorites. Pete Carroll's loyalty has always been both his greatest strength and his biggest weakness. He believes in his players to a fault, sometimes long after the evidence says he shouldn't. But this time, that faith might cost the Raiders everything. If Geno Smith can't pull it together against the Titans, if he can't show command, poise, and production, then it's not just a quarterback controversy brewing. It's a coaching crisis, because this team is running out of time and the excuses are running thin. The Raiders still have a slim chance to turn this season around, but it starts right here, right now. They need leadership, urgency, and above all, honesty. They need a head coach willing to demand accountability and a quarterback willing to fight for his career. Because if they fall apart again, it won't just be another loss. It'll be the moment everyone realizes this team was never built to last. So, Raider Nation, what do you think? Has Pete Carroll gone too far in protecting Geno Smith? Can the Raiders overcome losing Brock Bowers and still find a way to win this week? Or is this the beginning of the end for a season that started with so much hope? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're new here, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another breakdown. Because one thing's for sure, the next game won't just decide a win or a loss. It might decide the future of the entire Raiders franchise.